that using a template, you'll end up with a website that looks like everyone else's. Today, I'm here to show you how you can easily transform my templates to give them a totally different look. We're going to start here today in the Opal template, which is one of the templates for sale in my shop. And the Opal template has these really beautiful, soft, glowy gradients, these split sections with these custom buttons, and these really nice rounded images, and this really pretty purpley pinky palette. I'm going to show you how I went from this to this. So this is a really different look, a really different feel, but still kind of keeping with some of the same elements, but moving them around to customize it to really give it its own unique look and feel. So here I am in my website. The first thing I'm going to do is go in and take out these background images that are creating this kind of gradient background. So I'm going to go to edit section, I'm going to go to background, and I'm going to remove this background. And there's another one a little bit further down right here. So I'm going to just go ahead and take that one out as well. Click on background, remove the background. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here to where there's a little paintbrush and it says Site Styles. I'm going to click on my Site Styles. And then the first thing I'm going to do that's going to always create the most dramatic change, I think, is change the colors. So to do that, I clicked on colors and now I'm going to click Edit Palette. And today I'm going to start with one of the presets that are made by Squarespace. I'm going to click on this one today, and then I'm just going to change it up a tiny bit. I'm going to come over here to this dark brown color, and instead I'm going to make it a green, a darker kind of greenish color. So I'm going to copy this green, and then I'll go in here and I'll paste that in, and then I'm going to drag it down until it becomes sort of like a darker version of that same color. It's kind of green, but kind of maybe a little bit like a dark brown here. So I might even slide this over to become more green. The green family, slide it over a little bit more. Okay. Next, I'm going to just lighten up this lightest color here by clicking on it. And I'm just going to slide this one up. And these colors can be really whatever you want. You can change them using the sliders. You can, if you have a brand set of colors, you can use the hex codes, RGB codes, etc. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change up my fonts. So I'm going to click here into the fonts, and then I'm going to go right here to where it says switch font pack. So you can either do it this way, or you can also always go into each element like headings and paragraphs, buttons, etc., and change them individually to whatever you want. There's a whole huge library within Squarespace of any font that you could probably possibly want. And if you also want a shorthand, you can use these preset font packs, which can be really handy if you want a tried and true sort of pairing. So I'm going to go over here to sans serif, and I really like this Gopher font. I think it's really fun. And now it has given it a pretty different look. And I'm going to go back into my website now and make some additional changes. Okay, so here I am in edit mode. Let's go ahead and change this image so it looks more like the example that I showed you. So first we'll select a different image. So I'm going to just click the little trash can, and I'm going to click the plus sign. And since I haven't uploaded my photo yet to my library, I'm going to go to browse stock images. And I think the way I found that photo that you saw in the demos, I just clicked artist. And then I scroll until I find the one that I'm looking for. Here we go. And then I'm going to click add image and give that a second to load. So now we see this image has taken the place of the original image. And then I'm going to go into design and go over here to shape. And I'm going to change it to this shape. And then I'm going to go into my text, and I'm going to just give it a little bit more space to breathe. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this button. So with the Opal template, for example, each one of my templates kind of comes with like a custom coded feature. This one has this like gradient button with a gentle animated background, and that's the tertiary button type. But if we don't want to use that one, we can change it to a different button. So I'm going to switch to that one. And that looks pretty large to me. So I'm going to go into Site Styles, and I'm going to go over to buttons, and I'm going to click onto my primary button here, and I am going to just change the size of that. So if I click on text and I just drag this down a little bit, the button's going to resize with it. So I'm just going to make it like we'll leave it at 1 rem. Okay, so that's better. And then I'm going to get out of there. And now I'm going to just resize this button a little bit to be aligned with the text. Give that a little bit more space as well. And then you'll see that this button, the little arrow looks like it's not in line with the text, but actually if we just go ahead and save and exit, that will always refresh the page for you. And you'll see actually that it's all set. And a lot of times it's that easy in Squarespace. It's just a matter of just kind of like saving and exiting and refreshing that page. It automatically refreshes, and a lot of your changes will then look right. So before I ever panic, I always remember that. Okay, so now that we have this section looking the way we want, I can also go ahead and change the header layout. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the layout of my header by clicking Edit Site Header, and I'm going to go to the desktop view. This is the mobile view. This is the desktop view. Click on the desktop. I'm going to go to header layout, and I am going to move my logo over here. And then I'm going to I'm going to click Save that. I'm going to exit out of here. I'm going to go over to my website, which shows all my pages. And instead of having a button, I want the contact to just be a word. So now look at it's appeared twice, and we don't want that. So we can go back into our header, click Edit Site Header, and we can click on Elements and then just toggle the button off if you don't want it there. The other thing that we can also toggle off if we don't want is the border that's underneath our header. So just by clicking there, toggle the border off, and poof, it's gone. Now I'm just going to move my sections around a little bit to get the flow of the page the way I want it. So if I scroll down a little bit, I like this section here, I'm going to leave it. And then this section, I'd say I don't want this to come next. What I want is to have my services come next. So all I'm going to do is just use this button, and I'm going to move this section up. So I moved it up, so now it flows this way. And I can even change the title of this to say My Services by clicking in here and editing the content. And then next, I'm going to go ahead and change the shape of these images as well, because I want them to be consistent with the styling that I have already up at the top. So I'm going to change this to this kind of like wavy shape. And then this one, I'm going to change to a circle because we have circles here. So it kind of keeps with the similar design themes and limits the amount of elements that we have going on. Maybe I'll also make it a different photo. So I'm going to select from my library this time because I already have preloaded photos, and maybe I'll use this photo right here of the office, and then give that a second to load. And then I'm going to change it into a circle instead of an oval. So I'm going to click on shape, and I'm going to go to this 1-to-1 ratio, and I'm going to click circle. And then I think I want to move that down just a little bit, just so it's not blocking so much of the image. And then I'm happy with that. And then maybe say instead of this section, this FAQ section, I have another style that I want to use from my template. So I'm going to show you how to do that really quick. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on this blue button that says Add Section. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to click here where it says Saved Sections. And this has all of the different saved sections from the template. And what I want to use instead is, say, this one. I'm going to click on that. And then now that I know that I don't want to use this one anymore, I'm going to just click remove using the trash can. And I know that I have this section already saved in my template, so I don't have to worry about removing it here because I've already saved it to save sections, which is the best. And then there I go. I have another section now with a slightly different layout. And then I can click on this image and I can change it so that it fits more with the style of my design. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to click shape, go to this wiggly one here, and then I'm also going to change the content of the photo by clicking on the image, clicking the little pencil, and then I'm going to search for the image that I had in my demo site that I showed you. Okay, there it is. And then maybe I want to get rid of the lines on this accordion menu. I'm going to click on the accordion menu. I'm going to click design. And then I'm going to go down here to where it says dividers. And I'm just going to toggle those off. And I think that's it for this video, but just know there are countless other changes that you can make. I've just shown you a few today. For example, you can change any of these photos, you can change any of these colors, you can do 80 million bajillion things that I don't want to show you all in one video because it would get overwhelming. But just know that you can have lots of fun with this and that the template tutorials are going to show you exactly how to do everything that you need to know. So you can really make this template your own and you can really shine and show what your practice has to offer.